حبيت قبل البداية أشكركم جميعا الإخوة على قبول هذه الدعوة، شرفتونا والله. بارك الله فيكم. شكرا.
شكرا لحضرتك دكتور عبد المجيد، مجمعنا دايما، يعني مشاكرين جدا لحضرتك.
شكرا شكرا.
We'll start in 3 minutes, inshallah. Honorable participants, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending from where are you joining the meeting. We at the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research Councils are grateful for the United Nations Science Summit 79 organizer for the opportunity of organizing this highly reputable meeting. In fact, it is an important meeting at this time. The impact of scientific research on achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in the Arab regions. Honorable participants, scientific research in the Arab area encounters several significant challenges and constraints. Limited funding is a primary issue, with many research centers struggling to obtain sufficient financial resources. This hampered their abilities to conduct high-quality research, invest in advanced technologies, and to attract talented researchers. Inadequate infrastructure, again, can affect the research in the Arab region, and that will lead to numerous research institutes unable to conduct a proper research and to have a proper modern laboratory facilities, equipments, and technology resources essential for leading cutting-edge research work. This infrastructure deficiency restricts the scope and the efficiency of research efforts. Political instabilities in certain areas of the region will also impede scientific progress, with political uncertainties and conflict disturbing the research activities and limited access to resources and hinder international collaboration. Furthermore, the brain drain phenomena, where skilled researchers leave the region for better opportunities elsewhere, deplete the local expertise and experience and affect the innovation and technology research. These challenges underscore the need for comprehensive policy reform, increased investment in research infrastructure, and strategies to retain and attract talented researchers. Addressing these issues is vital for advancing scientific research and achieving the Sustainable Development Goal in the Arab region. Honorable guest participants and panelists, the session objectives are to discuss challenges faced by researchers in the Arab region, including funding, infrastructure, political instability, and brain drain, and explore how international and regional collaboration can enhance research capabilities. Showcase scientific research from the Arab state that address key sustainable development goals is an important objective of this session. Also, one of the important objectives of the session is to highlight the role of policy and generate actionable recommendations for improving scientific research impact on SDGs, focusing on governmental support and investment and innovation. I am very pleased to have in this session highly reputable scientists from the region. They contribute a lot of the improvement of the research and innovation in the region, and they have a very fingerprints activities in the region for inform how we can do a proper research. We have Professor Gina Al-Faqih, President of the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology, Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Egypt. We have Professor Muhammad Jimmy, Professor of Computer Sciences and Educational Technology at the University of Tunis, the Director of ACT Department at the Arab League Educational, Research, Cultural and Scientific Organization. We are pleased to have Professor Yusuf Torman, Managing Director, Arab States Research and Educational Network, an renowned ACT specialist, and he had conducted a lot of research and work in the area. We have Professor Walid Samaha, Professor of Electrical Engineering and Computer Engineering, Senior Consultant for the Association of the Arab Universities, Arab League, and the Federation of the Arab Digital Economy. We have Professor Abdelmajid Ben Amara, Secretary General of the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research Council, Professor of Mechanical Engineering in Tunis. And lastly, we have Professor Fahal, Professor of Surgery, Vice Secretary General, the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research. I would like to invite Professor Abdelmajid Ben Amara to give his first presentation. It is a recorded presentation, and I will share it with you.
Good morning, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, I'm Professor Hamish Naamara, General Secretary of the Federation of Arab Scientific Research Councils, and intergovernmental organizations.
Professor Ahmed, are we sharing videos? A bit? Okay. Yes. I don't hear from my end anything. Is it the same on the other side?
Yeah, the voice is not heard. So there is no voice.
Yes, no voice.
International collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, I'm Professor Hamish Naamara, General Secretary of the Federation of Arab Scientific Research Councils, an intergovernmental organization working under. Good morning, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, I'm Professor Hamish Naamara, General Secretary of the Federation of Arab Scientific Research Councils, an intergovernmental organization working under the umbrella of the League of the Arab States. Since 1977, our organization has been at the forefront of promoting scientific research and innovation across the Arab world. On behalf of the Federation, I would like to express my great honor and privilege to participate in the Science Summit that serves as a dynamic platform for showcasing cutting-edge research, sharing knowledge, and fostering inclusive international collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first present special thanks to the organizers of the United Nations General Assembly and Science Summit, whose support has made this session possible. I also want to extend a warm welcome to our keynote speakers and representatives from both government and international organizations. Our vision is simple yet powerful to position Qatar as another think tank in strategic planning, future foresight, and creating added values for institutions and researchers. Our mission focuses on 3 pillars. The first pillar is to promote scientific excellence, innovation, and technological development, while the second pillar aims to promote the role of science in shaping public policy. And the third pillar is to encourage international Arab scientific cooperation and attracting high-skilled researchers and innovators to the Arab region. These efforts are grounded on our core values of diversity, impartiality, equity, responsibility, transparency, and City. Our organization supports a wide range of projects, including Arab STID impact, developed strategic and effective studies in science, technology, and innovation, co-funded partnerships aims at fostering flagship projects across the Arab region, Arab Green Innovation Program, Egypt, which aims to tackle the impact of climate change through scientific solutions and green technologies. Arab mobility programs for innovators, researchers, scientists, and engineers to enhance regional networking among researchers and scientists. We can say that these ambitious programs are designed to create a dynamic scientific ecosystem in the Arab region. In the next slides, we will focus on three of our main programs that are most relevant to the Sustainable Development Goals. The first most relevant program to SDGs is ARICA, launched in 2023. The Arab region, the Arab Research and Innovation Program Alliances aims to establish integrated research teams across the Arab region, support joint scientific partnership, allowing Arab institutions to improve their positions in global rankings. This initiative is a multilateral scientific partnership to sustainable development in the Arab region. Indeed, it focuses on health and medicine, which is relevant to the third SDG, agriculture, food, and environment nexus, which is relevant to the second and the eighth SDGs, emerging technologies, that is related to the eighth and ninth SDGs, field number 4, energy and water nexus, that is concerned mainly with SDGs number 6, 7, 13, and 14. And finally, social sciences and humanities that are mainly skilled or linked to SDGs number 1, 4, 8, and 16. So proud to mention that this initiative has already seen significant success. As we can see on this slide, 28 research projects were selected from about 400 proposals received on our platforms. The accepted projects involving researchers and alliances affiliated to institutions from 18 countries. We are glad to announce that on the 2nd of September 2024, we will organize the launch ceremony of this initiative at the headquarters of the League of the Arab States in Cairo, under the patronage of His Excellency Professor Ahmed Abdul Bayt, the Secretary General of the League of the Arab States. On the second hand, our organization launched the annual award for Arab food security in collaboration with two well-known Arab organizations, the Arab Organization for Agricultural Development and the Association of the Arab Universities. This award focuses on supporting scientific research that can have transformative impacts on food security, encouraging pioneering national initiatives, promoting creativity and innovation in agriculture and food systems. This initiative emphasizes the importance of food security, that is a crucial challenge for our region, and seeks to recognize those making a tangible difference. I take this opportunity to inform all stakeholders that the call is still open till the 15th of October 2024. Another priority program is IG, which promotes innovation and entrepreneurship aimed at reducing the effects of climate change. This program focuses on using artificial intelligence in agriculture, developing energy-efficient solutions for water treatment and food processing, supporting startups in innovative services related to smart agriculture and food industries. Our vision for this program is to facilitate solutions that not only advance agriculture, but also contribute to environmental sustainability. After presenting our programs that are related to SDGs, please allow me to present some key performance indicators related to the current state of scientific research on the Arab region in terms of publication in Scopus database. Over the last 10 years, about 1,200,000 publications were produced by researchers from Arab countries. As we can see on this slide, there is a significant increase in the number of publications during the last 10 years. Around 26% of total publications were published in Q1, Q2 journals. That means that the publication's quality is relatively good. Based on these databases or these data, let's have a look on the publications that are related to SDGs in the Arab countries. The Sustainable Development Goals represent a global blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. Arab countries face challenges in many areas, including socio-economic inequalities, environmental vulnerabilities, and political instability, making the SDGs crucial for our region. It should be mentioned that evidence-based insights that are provided from research can shape policies, drive sustainable practices, and help in tracking progress toward the SDGs. When we aggregate the data extracted from Scopus for the Arab League, we can find that most of the publications in SDG 3 good health and well-being, reflecting the region's focus on improving healthcare, and the SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, emphasizing the region's efforts towards sustainable energy. All significant contributions include SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, and SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. To wrap up, the Arab region is making notable strides toward achieving the SDG goals, particularly in the field of health, energy, and infrastructure. However, disparities between countries highlight the need for more equitable support and collaboration. Moving forward, regional efforts should focus on boosting research and innovation and development in countries facing economic and instability challenges. As I conclude, scientific research is one of the main pillars to achieve SDG in the Arab countries. Therefore, it is crucial to have an initiative supporting scientific research, similar to the Horizon Europe initiative, but in the Arab world. And we think that ERICA is the first step toward this goal. I want to reaffirm that the organization is committed to advance Arab scientific research, fostering innovation, and building strong networks that can solve regional and global challenges. This is one of our goals and also in the heart of our mission. Together, we can create a future where science, technology, and innovation lead the way to prosperity and sustainability in the Arab world. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Abdelmajid Manamara, for this very much enlightening presentation on the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research Council, its objectives and activities, and future plan for the Federation. I would like to introduce the second presenter, that is myself, Professor Fahal. I'm going to talk about the challenges facing Arab world regarding the science and technology.
Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, I am very much honored and pleased to be part of this highly reputable meeting. The United Nations Science Summit 79. I am very grateful for the organizing committee for organizing such an important meeting. My name is Professor Fahad. I'm a professor of surgery, now at the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research Council. I declare the no conflict of interest in this research. All photos, images were taken from open source. The main objective of this presentation is to explore the impact of scientific research to enhance SDGs implementation in Arab world. And the second important objective is to share ideas and experience on how we can implement the SDGs in our region. In the coming few minutes, I'm going to talk about the challenges facing the Arab world in implementing the SDGs, the opportunities available to mitigate and to achieve that, and what is the way forward. And I'm going to share with you some take-home messages. The important take-home message from this has to say of scientific research more than simple publications and promotion into translation and policies to improve the quality of the life of peoples and communities. The Arab region faced a unique set of challenges that complicated the efforts to achieve the sustainable development goals. These challenges are variable: climate change effects, food security problems, environmental degradation, as well as political instability in the region, plus are facing a lot of health crisis, social and economic inequalities. All these have badly affected the effort of the region to achieve the sustainable development goals. The important part about these challenges are multi-faceted, spanning environmental, political, socio-economic, and health-related issues, deeply intertwined with regional dynamics, historical context, and global trends. This is an important challenge facing the Arab region, the environmental degradation that is coupled with the effect of the climate change in the region that again augmented the problems of the environmental change. The Arab region, characterized by arid and semi-arid climates, extreme temperatures, as well as limited rainfall. All these have badly affected the environment in the region. Furthermore, the water is scarce. The region is having a significant and growing concern about the amount of the water available. The scarcity of the water has badly affected the region. And many Arab countries rely heavily on shared water resources and face a declining water availability in the region. The water scarcity, it is due to a lot of factors, of over extraction and inefficient use of water in agriculture and industrial business has led to more impact on the region. Pollution, again, is an important cause for loss of water in the region. No doubt, this water scarcity has led to many conflicts, war, and instability in the region. And we know what is happening now according to this situation. Again, this is an important problem in the region. You can see most of the Arab region are desert, and again, that is a major environmental issue in the region. This fact had led to agricultural reduced producibility, decrease in the biodiversity, and affected the life of the people living in the region. Desertification, again, it is a major problem in the region, and that is augmented with the deforestation and the climate change effects. And again, that has very serious impact on the region. Extreme weather conditions. We are facing heat waves, droughts, and floods. And again, that has affected the ability of the region to take care of the natural resources and to protect the vulnerable ecosystem in the region. These environmental factors have badly affected the food security in the region. I have to say that the Arab region is heavily relied on food imports. Some countries may import up to 90% of their food supply. And again, that has a lot of impact in the region and the countries and the communities. Depending on the global market makes the region highly vulnerable to food price fluctuation and supply chain disturbances and disruption, as well as the geopolitical tension. And all these have affected the food security in the region. The climate change effect has exposed the region to reduced crop yield in an already water scarcity conditions, making local food production more difficult and increase the reliance on imported food material. Furthermore, the region is facing a lot of political instability and conflict that has resulted in a prolonged conflict, political unrest, as well as governance challenges. And all this has badly affected the region and hampered economic development to achieve the SDGs. The prolonged conflicts had badly destroyed the infrastructure of the health facilities, schools, water, and sanitation system. Again, the prolonged conflicts had led to displacement of millions of people, either local, internally, or across the borders, creating a large humanitarian problem. No doubt, the prolonged conflict had created humanitarian emergency, placing massive pressure on the neighboring countries and across the board. Again, that has led to educational disruption, led to healthcare difficulties, as well as economical opportunities difficulties as well. This prolonged conflict had caused a lot of social problems, corruption, lack of transparency, as well as over concentration in certain areas and certain people. One of the important problems in the region is the health crisis. The region has faced a major challenge, and that is facing pandemics in the region. The experience of the COVID-19 is still there, cholera, diarrheal diseases, among others, and the most important serious condition in the region. The health system in many of the region had a poor quality infrastructure, lack of resources, lack of efficient healthcare profession, and lack of access to healthcare centers and services. The pandemics had diverted the resources available, other important issues in the health sector. For example, that immunization programs, maternity and child health service were erupted and discharged in many of these regions due to the pandemics, as well as to treat the chronic illness and diseases. Furthermore, the epidemics had led to difficulties in having proper medical supplies, inadequate diagnosis and treatment for patients, and has increased burden on the healthcare workers. Nowadays, non-communicable diseases emerge as an important problem in the Arab region, have a growing burden on the patients, the community, and the health system in general. And now it is a leading cause of death in the region. These socio-economic inequalities remain a significant obstacles to achieve sustainable development goals in the region. Again, it led to disparities in access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. In many parts of the region, rural communities, women, and marginalized groups were badly affected, were unable to access to basic service and to participate in the formal economic activities. Again, the educational system in the region characterized by high level of inequality in urban and rural areas, in the rich and in the poor countries. Availability of resources and access to trained teachers and resources, again, is inadequate. Youth population, again, which is a major problem in the region. Inadequate education system limit the ability of the young youth to acquire the skills needed to gain employment, and that has led to poverty and unemployment. Youth unemployment is a crucial, critical issue in the region, and job opportunities not enough in the region. Again, the high level of unemployment has contributed to social tension, political unrest, and economic stagnation. And again, we have a lost generation problem in the region. So, what is the way forward? What shall we do to mitigate the problems? We have a distinct opportunities through science, technology, and innovation to mitigate all these problems. The Arab region, with its distinct environmental and socio-economic conditions, present several opportunities where science and innovation can play and transform the difficulties to achieve the sustainable development. We can work a lot in the area of renewable energy research. And here is a lot of initiatives, a lot of innovation research is going on, trying to use the solar energy to replace the traditional energy methods. In the area of water conservation and management, again, a lot of work is going on. Innovative water management solutions are going on. We have a lot of work going on the desalination techniques, efficient reserve osmosis process, as well as water recycling, water treatment, and again, all these can help by using the smart irrigation system. In the area of agricultural innovation for food security research, a lot can be done. Now, this region has produced good amount of crop that can tolerate the desert, high temperature, and that is important as part of the food security policies. Now, a lot of techniques and breeding techniques going on to improve the quality of the food available in the region. Again, you can adopt the precision farming techniques like remote sensing, the use of drones, and the use of AI in drive analytic analysis and techniques. And that has optimized the resources, boost yields, and reduce environmental impacts. In the area of medical health, a lot of work can be done and have a lot of healthcare advancement in the region. With these problems, utilization of telemedicine and digital health platform can help a lot in improving the quality of the service to be given to patients in the region. Nowadays, the use of AI-based diagnostic tools became an important diagnostic tools to reach a proper diagnosis. The Genome Project now going on in many other countries, and again, this is important because it can help in personalized medicine, innovative treatment, and then we have to enhance the public health outcome, and it can be used to reduce the disease burden and conditions. In the area of climate change, adaptation, and environmental sustainability, a lot can be done. A lot of research and innovation techniques can be used to improve the quality of the life of patients here. Ecosystem exploration research and advanced renewable energy research and water technique and technology research, and we have the circular economy principles. All these can help to sustain the condition here. Ladies and gentlemen, the way forward, we have to think that the region is well positioned to tackle its most pressing challenges and lead on the fast sustainable development goal as mentioned before. We have to invest more in research and development. We have to foster collaboration with global partners, local, regional, and have to adopt cutting-edge technology for research. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that the Sustainable Development Goals with its 3 levels can be achieved in the region with science, technology, research, and development. The Arab region research gap requires a comprehensive approach. We have to align our national research priorities with the SDGs. We have to foster collaboration across sectors and borders. Very important to mitigate the gap to have energetic research ecosystem. We have to strengthen intellectual property rights and to share knowledge and information. How to say that? Pooling resources, sharing knowledge, and collaboration will help to address the challenges of the SDGs. Again, we should invest more in research and development. We should strengthen the infrastructure for research and development, and we should have a conducive research environment. Again, and important, we should have a brain-drain management system to retain our scientists and to bring them from overseas. To manage this problem, we should create opportunities for researchers. We should monitor them, guide them, and to train them to have more conducive environment for research and to facilitate the return of the talented of them. The important take-home message from this presentation is we need to assure and ensure the research findings are translated into policies and technology to address the community and the society challenges. No doubt, scientific research and development is emerging as a powerful tool to achieve sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your kind attention. And once again, I would like to thank the organizing committee for this opportunity to be part of this meeting.
Thank you very much for your kind attention. I would like to invite a bright, shine star in the Arab world, the Director General of the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology at Egypt, Professor Gina Al-Faqih. Professor Gina has a very shiny, bright, outstanding undergraduate and postgraduate career. She had a lot on activities in research and innovation, as well as administration during her career. We are going to listen to her and to listen on the experience she is gaining over the years. Professor Gina, the floor is for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the amazing introduction. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you very much. Well, I'll not be having a presentation. I would prefer that we could just have the opportunity to talk together, to speak together. And I would like to have the opportunity to introduce to you what we really do at the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology related to the role, in our role of achieving the United Nations SDGs. So getting to the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, and all of on the topic session, which is mainly on the role of scientific research in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, was a specific focus on the Arab states. And actually, this is what makes this session very special, because we always talk about how we're trying to use science and technology to achieve the SDGs, but actually we need to discuss this together, to discuss this with the world concerning the Arab world, with a perspective on the vision of the Arab world, the needs, the special needs of our world. The Academy of Scientific Research and Technology, which is Egypt's national scientific academy, actually is deeply committed to advancing Egypt's sustainable future through the strategic integration of science, technology, and innovation. We always highlight this at the STI ecosystem. Our efforts are aligned with the United Nations SDGs, with Egypt Visions 2030, and very soon it will be Egypt's Vision 2050, and of course with the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research strategy that was announced in 2030. So when we pursue our task, when we pursue our role, actually we have to be seeing and monitoring all of the three strategies, the three visions, and working under their umbrella and making sure that they are all combined in our driven work. So when I return to the ASRT again, ASRT mandate, actually we can say that it's twofold. First, ASRT is considered as Egypt's think tank for science, technology, and innovation. We provide expertise and intellectual capital that inform national science policies and priorities. On the other hand, or on a side hand, we have key governmental patrons of innovation, spearheading initiatives that nurture Egypt's innovation ecosystem and drive the country towards a knowledge-based economy. But let me highlight something that's very important actually for me. When we consider or when we talk about the ASRT, yeah, we provide funding for achieving some strategic projects that meet the strategic needs of the country and meets the SDGs of the United Nations, but yet we're not a funding agency. So how is this? Yes, we provide the fund, but we do not provide mere funds. We do not fund just basic research projects. We fund projects that would meet a specific need, that would target a specific or tackle a specific problem or challenge to be solved. So when we're there, there must be a strategic umbrella that we're funding under its vision. So our strategic objectives, very well rooted with Egypt's Vision 2030, include fostering basic and emerging sciences, promoting national, multinational, multi-institutional, multidisciplinary mega projects, and supporting sustainable national development. These goals are interactively linked with the SDGs as they target areas like health, agriculture, water management, climate change, renewable energy, and of course, a lot more. So I will briefly go through how we do this in general. How do we align with each of the UN SDGs generally, very briefly. Then I would give example from one or two projects that we are funding at the ASRT, one or two national projects that we're funding, and how those national projects actually meet the strategic need of Egypt and also fulfill the goals of the United Nations SDG. So at ASRT, we firmly believe that scientific research is not an abstract concept, but a tool. And this is the true fact. For transformative change, our work is driven by the belief that research and innovation can unlock sustainable solutions to the challenges that Egypt, and of course, the world, since we're currently in the world, we consider the world a small village, faces. Whether we are addressing food security, water scarcity, or energy needs, our aim is to deliver practical outcomes that directly contribute to the progress, whether of our country, our region, or of the world towards the SDGs. So let me start with the first SDG that we're tackling with our action plan at the ASRT, which is the SDG 2, Zero Hunger. We have super-headed research in sustainable agriculture with an emphasis on improving crop yields and developing drought-resistant plant varieties. These innovations are not only vital for food security, but also for improving nutrition and public health. So, which is a key, we could consider it a key priority under SDG 3, which is good health and well-being. So in Egypt, where agriculture forms the backbone of rural livelihood, our work is helping farmers adapt to climate variability, ensuring that their crops can thrive under more challenging conditions. But on the health front, our initiatives go beyond agriculture. We have launched projects focused on medical research aimed at combating diseases that disproportionately affect our region. Through collaborations with healthcare institutions, we're actually leveraging scientific knowledge to develop localized solutions to health challenges, contributing to a healthier communities across our nation. Turning to SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, and SDG 13, climate action, they are actually a little bit connected. Water is a particularly pressing issue for Egypt, and I think we all know this, as it's for many arid regions, not only Egypt, of course, but for us, it's starting to be a real serious problem. Our research at ASRT has focused on enhancing water efficiency and exploring new technologies for water desalination and treatment. We are also investigating methods to manage water resources more effectively, ensuring that we can meet the needs of our growing population. Egypt today has a population of 120 million people, while safeguarding this precious resource for future generations. Climate change, of course, intersects with nearly every aspect of our work. So you can say that it's cutting across all our research areas. In addition to our water-related research, ASRT is deeply engaged in projects that address climate resilience, particularly in the agricultural and energy sectors. We're conducting climate modeling and risk assessment studies to better understand the potential impacts on Egypt's ecosystems and urban environments, not only Egypt, but actually the region. And in order to pursue efficient modeling studies, actually, we agreed with the IASA, which is the International Institute of Applied System Analysis located in Austria, to have a North African version of this modeling institute here in Egypt. And it's already established and hosted by the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology. And it's offering its services, whether capacity building or modeling studies and projects, to all the Arab region, actually the MENA region as well, and North Africa. We're doing this in order to go in depth into the foresighting and modeling studies with outcomes that really fits our special needs at the region. When it comes to energy and urban sustainability, I think it's a very important topic, and our work under SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, and SDG 11, which is sustainable cities and communities, highlights the intersection of technology, environment, and human well-being. One of the key challenges we face is the transition to a low-carbon economy. In response, ASRT has been supporting research into renewable energy technologies such as solar and wind power. Egypt, with its abundant sunlight, of course, is ideally positioned to become a leader in solar energy, and our research is mainly focused to help make this vision a reality. So in parallel, we're working on sustainable urban planning initiatives that align with the SDG 11. Our projects aim to create cities that are not only environmentally sustainable, but also socially inclusive. And this is actually achieved through our regional centers. The ASRT has a headquarters in Kasr al-Aini Street, as you all may know. And we also have 11 other regional centers that are located in 11 different governorates of the Egyptian region. Through those centers, actually, we managed to pursue research projects and developments to help two things, actually. First, make good use of the ecosystem of the region, and also help develop the capacity of the region, whether on a personal aspect or on general developmental aspects. Let me briefly share with your kind selves a few examples of how ASRT research initiatives are advancing Egypt's SDGs commitments. One project that I'm always very honored and proud when I start talking about is the Egypt Genome Project. The Egypt Genome Project came as a priority after the COVID-19, when we started bringing vaccines from all over the globe in order to start vaccinating our population. But actually, some of those vaccines were not efficient enough or were not effective enough. And that was why, because there are different genotypes for the different population, and the vaccines are not targeting or specifically and efficiently targeting our population in a good way. So here we started having this flagship initiative, which is directly linked to the SDG 3, good health and well-being. The project seeks to map the genetic makeup of Egyptians to better understand and address genetic diseases prevalent in Egypt and the region. The project had the potential to revolutionize personalized medicine, and here comes the solution for what we faced during the pandemic and the unexpected outcome of the vaccines that we imported then, providing insights into genetic predispositions that can lead to more effective healthcare interventions. The endeavor aligns with the National Strategy for STI by promoting cutting-edge research in genomics and positioning Egypt as a leader in health-related scientific advancements. Actually, one small thing I want to add to the Genome Project that makes it a unique project all over the world. Yeah, the world has started the genomic project since the 90s, when the US started the first genome project in the world. But what makes the Egyptian Genome Project unique is that it is the only genome project in the world that tackles the genomes of an ancient civilization as well as a future population. So this is what makes it unique and different, actually. Well, another project that highlights how we work under the umbrella of this government strategies and how we fulfill the SDGs is the Mogra project, which is aligned with the SDG 6. The Mogra is a project, a cultivation project in a high salinity land. And the role of the ASRT was on how to develop different technologies and to select the right crops in order for the farmers to be able to plant this huge area, which is 1.5 million acres. So aligned with the SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, and SDG 13, climate action, the Mogra project is a multidisciplinary initiative aimed at the sustainable management of the Mogra oasis, one of Egypt's most significant water resources. This project focuses on enhancing water efficiency protecting ecosystems, and developing innovative agricultural practices that can withstand the impacts of climate change. So by integrating advanced research in water management and climate resilience, ASRT is actually helping to secure Egypt's water future while contributing to national and global sustainability objectives. One other project, and I would not go further because I know I'm taking more than the time allowed for me, is the Renewable Energy Joint Lab for PV production. And this is run by one of the regional centers of the ASRT in Sohag Governorate in Upper Egypt. So it's a key initiative to our renewable energy for PV production. It supports SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, and SDG 9 as well, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure, because actually we have initiated a joint lab or production lab for PV panels with our Chinese partners in Sohag. So this local industry accelerates the development and production of solar energy technologies in this area. Why Sohag? Because actually it's very hot there. The sun is there almost every day of the year. Along in Egypt to a low carbon economy and create sustainable energy solutions, and are both affordable and actually scalable. However, we can say that science alone and all the efforts done by the ASRT will not solve those challenges. It must be paired with strong partnerships and adequate funding. And I think Professor Abdelmegid and Professor well about ARICA and how ARICA is a good example of partnership and how we brought all the efforts and the ideas and the challenges together to a common pool in order to put hand in hand and solve our common problems. At ASRT, we place great emphasis on building capacities, not just within Egypt, but across the Arab region. Our approach is collaborative. We engage with academic institutions, industry leaders, policymakers, and of course, international organizations. ASRT is actually playing the game with more than 150 international organizations all over the globe. We recognize that fostering innovation requires strong research infrastructure and capacity building initiatives. That's why ASRT has been working to elevate the standards of research institutions across Egypt, ensuring that our scientists have access to the tools and resources that would allow them to really play their role in achieving solutions for the global challenges. We are committed also to scaling up the use of open science and open source technologies, as highlighted in the recent political declaration at the SDG Summit in 2023. So by promoting knowledge sharing and reducing barriers to access, we aim to accelerate progress across all SDGs, particularly for developing countries. So not to be taking more than that, and as we continue to move forward, it is imperative that we strengthen and integration, and that we strengthen the integration of science into policymaking and capacity building across the regions of Egypt and the Arab state. We are proud to contribute to Egypt's sustainable future, and we remain steadfast in our commitment to the global SDGs agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Gina, for this nice, elegant, well-thought presentation about your experience, your center, your activities. And we move forward. I'm pleased to introduce for you Professor Walid Samaha, a professor of computer engineering, a senior technical consultant in the Association of the Arab Universities and the Arab Association for Digital Economy. Professor Samaha served as the Vice President of Prince Sumaya University, Dean of Engineering, and other important shiny positions. I would like Professor Walid Salama to give his talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Professor. Ahmed, is it a recorded one, or I have to just introduce that one?
You have the choice. Either you present your PowerPoint or we have our recorded message. What do you want?
It's up to you.
Up to you. The floor is for you. Please go ahead.
If it's recorded, you can just, display that one in front of the audience.
That is fine.
And if the audio is, is good, we can pursue on that one. Otherwise, I'll switch into, live sort of presentation.
Let us go for the recorded version of your presentation. Sure. Okay.
Distinguished guests, fellow colleagues. Good morning, good afternoon, distinguished guests, fellow colleagues, and esteemed participants. It is a great honor to be here today at the Open Science Summit. I am Professor Salama, the senior consultant of the Associations of the Arab Universities, and I'm delighted to speak about a topic that is pivotal not only for the Arab region, but also for our shared global future. The talk title is The Impact of the Scientific Research on Achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, in Arab states. As all of us know that scientific research is the foundation upon which we build solutions to today's most pressing challenges, problems, and dilemmas. And the SDGs provide the global framework that guide us. The intersection between the two is vital, particularly for the Arab world, as we strive to advance sustainable development, economic prosperity, and social justice. The SDGs and their relevance to Arab states. To begin with, let me briefly highlight the essence of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals adapted in 2015. The 17 SDGs represent an ambitious global agenda to address critical challenges such as poverty and equality, environmental degradation, and access to equality of education and healthcare by 2030. These goals are universal, as you know, touching every aspect of human life, whether it is ending hunger, ensuring access to clean water, promoting clean energy, fostering peace and justice. And our region, many of these goals resonate deeply. Issues like water scarcity, youth unemployment, food security, and renewable energy are particularly acute. Countries in the Arab world have taken significant measures and steps toward addressing these challenges, but unfortunately, these is still much to be done. Scientific research plays an essential role in translating and moving these goals into action and adapting the global solution to our local contexts. So what role does scientific research plays in achieving the SDGs and the Arab states? At its core, scientific research provides the knowledge and evidence required to create solutions that are sustainable, scalable, and effective. Without research, we cannot design the political and the policies, technologies, and innovations needed to solve complex problems. Let's take, for example, of SDG 6, which is the clean water and sanitation. research has been pivotal in identifying new technologies to desalinate water, recycle water and wastewater, and optimize water usage in agriculture. An area of critical importance to many Arab countries where the water scarcity poses an existential threat, as in Jordan. For example, SDG 13, climate action, the Arab research institutions have been making strides in climate modeling, renewable energy technologies, and carbon reduction initiatives. For instance, Morocco, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan and United Arab Emirates have become a leader in renewable energy research, particularly in solar and wind energy, which are key to reducing our dependency in fossil fuels. The Arab world has seen tremendous potential in scientific research with notable examples in several fields. I'll drive three different examples. The first one is the renewable energy. As mentioned earlier in the while ago, Morocco, for example, research efforts have led to establishment of the world's largest concentrated solar power plant in one of its towns there, a testament to the power of research in combating climate change. The second issue, the second dilemma problem, which is the health innovation, the United Arab Emirates have invested in medical research that addresses both local and global health challenges, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic, where vaccine research and production initiatives played a crucial role. The third one, which is food security and agriculture. In Jordan, for example, the National Center for Agricultural Research and Extension, NCARE, have been instrumental in developing techniques for sustainable farming in arid environment. The research aligns with SDGs 2, which is the zero hunger, addressing food security in one of the driest regions of the world, as in Jordan. These examples illustrate the Arab world's ability to contribute meaningfully to global challenges through research. However, much of this success has been driven by collaboration across borders, institutions, and disciplines. The regional partnerships between universities, industries, and governments are very crucial, very essential in transforming research into real-world impact. What sort of challenges that we are facing in research in the Arab states? Despite these achievements that I have mentioned in a while ago, we must acknowledge the challenges that remain in the Arab world when it comes to research. The first problem, which is funding constraints. Funding constraints is one of the most significant barriers to impactful research, which is independent of inadequate funding. Only a small percentage of GDP is allowed to research and development in most Arab countries, with some exceptions like in the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, for example. Without sufficient resources, as we know, research research itself per se cannot reach its goals and full potentials. The second problem that we're facing in the Arab world, which is a brain drain. Many talented researchers from the Arab states leave for opportunities abroad, often due to a lack of funding, research infrastructures, or potential instability, like in Yemen, in Somalia, and as well as in Syria. This very hampers the region's ability to develop home ground solution to local problems. The third one, which is the political instability and conflict. And conflict affected countries like Syria, Lebanon, perhaps Yemen. These regions, which are in dire need of sustainable development solutions, struggle to maintain research programs that can drive meaningful changes. While these obstacles are significant, they are not insurmountable. Addressing them requires commitment from both regional governments and the international community as well, along with innovative approaches to collaborations and capacity building. The way forward, unlocking the potential of the Arab research, looking ahead, there are clear steps the Arab world can take to maximize the impact of scientific research on achieving the SDG. Firstly, increasing investment in research and development. Governments must prioritize and increase investment in research and development. This is not just about funding scientific experiments, but also building the necessary infrastructure and supporting talent retentions. The second one, which is strengthening regional and international collaborations, which is very important by increasing the amount of cooperations across Arab universities and research centers can lead to powerful synergistic results. Let me just draw your attention that the associations of the Arab universities plays a very crucial, pivotal role in fostering such partnerships. By working together, we can pool resources and expertise to address shared challenges more effectively. The third one, which is leveraging artificial intelligence and digital technologies. The rise of artificial intelligence and other digital tools offers new avenues and paths for scientific progress. These technologies can help solve some of the region's most pressing issues, from improving water management system to optimize agricultural productivity. The fourth one, which is developing a human capital, ensuring that research and educators are well trained and supported in inclusion. Capacity building efforts must focus on challenges, the skills of researchers, educators, and students alike, preparing them to tackle the SDGs challenges with innovative evidence-based solutions. The fifth one, which is fostering on local needs. While international research collaborations are important, it is equality vital that Arab world and states focus on research that addresses local challenges and priorities, whether that's renewable energy for desert environments, health in conflict zone, or improving educations for marginalized communities. To conclude my talk, scientific research is not luxury. It's not luxury. It is necessary for achieving the SDGs and ensuring sustainable, prosperous future for the Arab world. The Arab states have already shown their capacity to contribute to global scientific achievements, advancements and achievements, but there's still a long road ahead. By addressing the challenges I've mentioned of funding, brain drain, political instability, and by fostering greater collaborations and improvements, we can unlock the true potential of scientific research to transform our societies and achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Let us continue to invest in knowledge, nurture talent and pursue scientific for the greater good. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to discussing these issues further during this summit. Thank you very much.
Again, thank you very much, Professor Walid, for a wealth of experience and expertise based from different positions you hold in the last few years. This is a very good talk, putting the way forward and having good ideas. And this is a way of thinking out of the box, how to improve the quality of the research in the region. Thank you very much. I would like to invite Professor Yusuf Turman. Professor Yusuf Turman, he is a professor. He is the managing director of a very reputable center and network in the region. He is the managing director of the Arab State Research and Education Network, with a more than 30 years experience as a CT specialist, educator, scientist, with a very highly reputable work and contribution. He worked in different institutes around the region, and he will tell us about his experience in the field. Professor Yusuf, the floor is yours.
Let me thank you very much, first of all. And I have to say that I'm not a professor. I'm just some person who has something to present for the community based on what I have been practicing and what I have been seeing around. I've been in many places, in many events and many avenues. So let me start by sharing my screen. While sharing my screen, I would like to thank Professor Abdelmajid bin Amara, Professor Ahmed Fahel for adding me to this very important session to the United Nations Science Summit. To start with, we don't do research. We don't do education. So I want to start with this, but we support both research and education in different dimensions. But I want to point out that all my speakers who spoke before me mentioned the infrastructure. So we are around the infrastructure. So let me start my presentation by, usually there is a debate on which I bring from my discussions where I've been around and so on. So what I can say, the Science Summit usually calls for science cooperation. I've been I've been actually introduced several sessions in the last 3 years of the age of the Science Summit and various dimensions and the role of the infrastructure. But however, all the time we keep saying science cooperation is very important to achieve the SDGs, and it's very crucial for that. And if you want to have science cooperation, you really need a digital infrastructure. So that's very, very crucial if you want to facilitate science cooperation. So I will take this slide and move ahead, and we'll come back to this slide later on. I will start by defining what are research and education networks, which I think many of you are familiar, especially Dr. Gina, who's leading the ASRT, which includes the Institute, which is one of the very important scientific research engines in the world, in the region, I have to say, and of course in the world. Now, research and education network are come at the national level. In general, they are non-commercial, but they come at different levels. At the national level, it's called National Research and Education Network. So keep the word NREN. I will keep mentioning NREN all the time. At the regional, there are regional research and education networks, and at the global, we can say that there is a global research and education network. There are many drivers for that. For the sake, by the way, my slides are maybe a bit long, so I will try to skip some slides to go to the focus of the session. But I hope the organizers keep my slides available for everyone to go through it, and I'm available for any discussion further. So mainly the drivers for the research networks are mainly the technological. Now more demand is coming, new science, multimedia collaboration. If you are aware of CERN, Large Hadron Collider, bioinformatics, computation, all requires a lot of technology so that you can manipulate the data and analyze and do your analysis and so on. So this requires a good technology. The other kind of aspect, why do we need dedicated networks for research and education? Because we know the culture of education communities, we want to bring it together into environments, whether they are virtual environments and virtual organizations. So, for example, we did a community across the globe. We had, when we have a meeting for a specific scientific community, some people say good morning, as Dr. Ahmed said, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, all at the same time with using this technology, what we are providing. In addition to the economic driver, which comes for utilizing resources rather than duplicating investment and so on. There are many stories, but I will go quick on this because I think they are obvious. So the main objectives of the research networks are to provide reliable means of communication and strengthen the partnership between organizations and networks around the world, minimize the cost of research through economy of scale, through providing access to different resources and sharing resources around the globe now. So this is why. So research and education network come with several services. I will come to them maybe while I'm speaking to avoid elongating my presentation. So this is the layout of the research networks around the world. You see that it comes at the institutional level. Every institution should have like whether it's a university or a research center. By the way, we connect research centers, we connect universities, we connect hospitals, research hospitals, seismological sensors, everything that can contribute, museums sometime, and so on. So the institutions at the universities are connected to a national network. So this one, for example, let's go for Algeria. This Algeria, they have several universities connected to the ARN, which is the Algerian Research and Education Network. Then this network is connected to ASRN as the regional network, which is ASRN with us. I will come to define ASRN, what is it about. Then all conform the Global Research and Education Network, where is the community that plans on how to connect, what are the policies, and so on. So this is the status of the world in terms of availability of entrants. So you'll see that many entrants in the Arab region are there, who are come with green. At the same time, you'll see that the region, every region comes with Canary in Canada, Internet in America, Latin America, CaribNet in Caribbean, Red Clara in Latin America, and so on. ASEAN is for the Arab region. This slide is similar almost, so I will skip it. Now I come to ASEAN. ASEAN has been initiated and launched at the League of Arab States in 2011, and it was chaired by another chaired by the Secretary General of the League of Arab States. All our vision and mission is around establishing good infrastructure to facilitate collaboration and cooperation across the Arab region, together connecting them to the rest of the world so that we can facilitate the collaboration beyond the Arab region. We come with three main objectives very quickly. We want to maintain the regional infrastructure where we have now good establishment we have point of presence in London. We have another point of planning, another point of presence in Cyprus. We are discussing with Egypt to do something similar in Cairo or in Egypt somewhere, and so on. That's for the regional level. Now at the national level, we are trying to help each Arab country to establish its own entrant, and we did. I have to say, when ASEAN started, we used to have, I think, 5 or 6 entrants in the Arab region. Now we have 16, and it's evolving. So ASEAN has a role in developing and advancing the establishment of research and education networks in the Arab region. And the third objective is to facilitate collaboration through services, through conferences, through workshops, bringing communities together, and so on. I will come to that in a moment. Now, ASEAN, I have to say, we have several struggles in the last 10 years, but we were very successful, recognized everywhere. And I have to, now last year, we were maybe a bit silent because we are doing restructure and reorganizing ASEAN. Even we did restructure our identity, our branding, slogan, and so on. If you look, we have a new logo that represents all the Arab region. Also, we have, compared to the old logo, for example, we have a new slogan where we are working on uniting minds and shaping futures, and so on. So this, we are proud with the new branding and logo and so on, which is now, if you, our membership now is very evolving. Now we have around 16 members, and we hope that we can have further members of ASREN. By the way, every Arab country is eligible for one member. So when I say 15, this means that 15 Arab countries are there. In a new vision, when after the restructure, we have several areas of intervention, which comes to, first of all, which remains the same objective, which is dedicated research and education networks at the national and regional levels. Of course, it's accompanied with network monitoring, security, and so on. The second objective, the second area of intervention is research and education services. We start by educational roaming. Many of you know about it, federated access, EduGain, and so on. We work on science cooperation through promoting achieving UN SDGs through open science, open access, and so on. We are working with community engagement. We are trying to establish also research communities in the region, and we are also supporting the existing communities so that they can work together. And we work in scientific computing. We are trying to gridify the Ahmed Hassan. Dr. Ahmed Fishi, you did raise your hand. Okay. Scientific computing, we are trying to establish cross-border activities over the HPC network, clouds, of course, and the grids, in addition to the internet society, access, security, and governance. This is the situation in the Arab region in terms of connectivity and services. I think maybe we can take it in details in another venue, but now I have to proud that our region is very evolving now. You will see that many Arab countries have NRENs, which I've just mentioned, but I'm trying to focus on bring the logos of each NREN here. So every Arab country now, I can say, except maybe 3 countries, which I don't want to mention, that they do not have NREN or did not start. All of them now, either they have NREN or 2 NRENs, like Egypt. Egypt has 2 NRENs, AUN and Instinet, while others have 1 NREN, and some 2-3 countries do not have NREN yet. So I hope we will help them to start their NREN. Now, NRENs and SDGs, you see that NRENs, we don't do research, we don't do education. What do we do for SDGs? So I can say that we, as NRENs, we directly support several SDGs. One of them, the partnership for the goals, which I come to. Quality education, because when we have very good infrastructure, then and tools and access to e-learning material and so on, this means that we are directly supporting the education. Gender equality, it's part of our promotion to have gender equality. For ASEAN, we have 50% of our people, our staff are females, for example. For SDG 8, decent work in economic growth, I believe, while supporting good education and good research, then we will support the decent work and economic growth. And the same for industry and innovation, especially the infrastructure. We are there directly supporting the SDGs. While we support SDGs indirectly, for example, zero hunger, life on land. By the way, I believe every single goal requires research and education. So I can claim that we are needed as research and education network to support, and we are part of the success of achieving all the SDGs. However, my focus now indirectly, because life on land requires a good network, research on life on land. The same for life below land, below water, climate actions mainly. Climate action doesn't work without we have been part of GMIS and Africa and group in Earth observation, and we see that it's absolutely important to have good infrastructure to achieve the climate actions and so on. So this is why we are important, whether we support directly or indirectly. Now, for us, we are partnering with the world. So this we are achieving. We are working on achieving the 17th goal, We are partners with everyone. You see our huge list of partners. I can say that we are partnering with the world. And one of our objectives in our policy is SDGs. We have several projects. For example, the Youth Connect 3 project, which also had it was 10 years project, and it supported, I believe, at least SDG 17, 9, 5, and 4. Another project is Africa Connect 3. Again, it supported the 4 objectives: infrastructure, for 9, the quality education, and also the gender equality. It's mandated by the project that we have to achieve gender equality and so on. I think this is just redundancy. Very old projects, but we have been there also doing that. Now, what I need to put here, it's not. It's a slide that I use to encourage entrants to go beyond the connectivity and to be part of engaged based on the what are the new trends, what are the global priorities. So I have a paper on that entrants should go beyond the connectivity. They can be part of achieving the UN SDGs. They can do science and science diplomacy, Earth observation, healthcare. These are the main, let's say, priorities in the world. So they can be. I invite each entrant to maybe we don't have entrants here except maybe Instinet, which is part of ASRT, to host, and they do it. I'm proud of what ASRT is doing. We are now almost leading in the open science in the Arab region. We have partnerships, as you see, with many organizations who are involved, especially the League of Arab States, especially the Association of Arab Universities and the Association of the Federation of Arab Scientific Research Council, and the others. We are there, and this means that we are supporting the quality education, at least, because the open science maybe supports research, but also supports the quality education. We are establishing our own cloud infrastructure to support, we call it Arab Open Science Cloud, which also, again, a part of our services that also helps achieving the quality education and the infrastructure. The same for science and communities. We are, as I said, we are trying to establish science communities and support the scientific research communities who are existing on the ground, like Atlas in Arab Physical Society. We have partnership with CERN. We have partnership with NARS in Egypt. We have partnership with the Arab Federation for Arab Organization for the Agricultural Development System in Jordan, Earth observation. We are almost everywhere. LifeWatch Eric also another partner. So we are trying to support establishing, and our upcoming conference will focus on science communities. Why we are doing science communities? Because if you identify the science community, then you can identify what services, common services, especially the common needs. So they can, for example, if they require a tool or application or instrument, also it can be provided once for everyone rather than duplicating, having several licenses, several tools, and so on. This is what I'm saying. What I want to say, that science communities are a key for the success, which I mentioned in my first slide. This is another example. We have signed the Katowice Declaration from between ASRIN, which is the Arab Network region, a Red Declaration from Latin America, and Giant from Europe, to establish the science triangle to support the climate actions. So this is something we are working with infrastructure, in touch with communities that are involved in climate, so that we want to bring them to work together across the globe. Actually, you see the triangle covers Atlantic and covers our region and so on. Very quickly, the Medusa project. I'm proud that it did cost a lot of time and negotiation arguments. We managed to bring 50 million euros to establish this cable between the Arab countries and Europe. It supports each Arab country will have 200 gigabit per second per country for 25 years. It's a grant. So we are proud of this. And this is also part of the working for the SDGs in terms of SDG 9 for the infrastructure. Another one, we have the Yimud Plus, which is a new project, had 13.3 million euros. We have just signed it. Actually, it was launched yesterday, 1st of September. to support several dimensions: capacity development, connectivity and infrastructure, digital data infrastructure and services, which includes open science, engagement with science communities, establishing science communities, and establish the Arab Open Science Cloud to start with that. And further to that, I think this also it is explicitly mentioned in the project definition that we are supporting the SDG 4, 5, and 9 and 17. 4, 5, 9, and 17. ASREN does several workshops around the world, and we are proud that we have been part of the Science Summit many times, which I have just highlighted in this slide, so I will not go through it. We are proud that our annual conference comes every year. So last year it was hosted by the ASRT. I would like to thank the Egyptian Academy for Scientific Research and Technology, which hosted us last year. And we are proud and impressed with their achievement. And it was presented very well by our colleagues at ASRT. This is how many speakers we have at last year. And now, we are planning our next conference is AH24 is coming where now it's going to Tunis. So in Tunisia we will have our AH24 and it will feature the 4th Arab Science Cooperation Summit on the 12th of December. However, our conference is 3 days, 11 to 13. So you are all invited. We expect it's hosted generously by our colleagues at our partner at Tunis, مركز الحساب الخوارزمي Computing Center. We expect around 250 participants. It's 3 days, 10 sessions. We expect 50 speakers, like last time in Cairo. We did, as you see, around 50 speakers. We expect the same for this conference. Now you remember this slide which I sent. I had it. This slide. So I believe now Science Summit calls for science cooperation. This is the answer now. Science cooperation is crucial for the development in general and specifically the UN SDGs. Now, digital infrastructure is crucial for the science cooperation, and we have to say that research and education networks are crucial for the crucial. What I might call now, it's time to rely on endurance. It's time to support endurance. This is my last message, but I wanted to say to confirm that ASREN, this is our logo, the A is part of our logo. So ASREN puts the United Nations SDGs in our priority, and ASREN, as I said, is committed to support the progress to achieve the UN SDGs. I think this is my last time. Thank you. I'm sorry if I was...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Yusuf, for this very clear presentation. Definitely, infrastructure is a very important asset and the key bone of good research in the region. So let us work on having a proper infrastructure so as to improve the quality of the work we are producing. Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, last but not least, I would like to introduce another famous scientist from the region, Professor Muhammad Jimmy, Professor of Computer Science and Education and Technology at the University of Tunis. He's the Director of Information Communication Technology Department at the Arab League Educational, Cultural, and Scientific Organization. Professor Muhammad has a long CV full of achievements, awards, prizes, more than 350 publications in international journals, conferences, and meetings, as well as book chapters. I'm very glad to introduce Professor Muhammad for this session, and we're going to share his presentation slides.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to be with you at this session.
I am Professor Mohammed Juni, the Director of ICT at the RB Educational, Cultural, and Scientific Organization. I would like the beginning to thank the Federation of Arab Scientific Research Councils, and in particular Professor Abdel Majid Ben Amara for inviting me to participate in this important event. My presentation will be about the Alexos efforts in leveraging ICT for achieving the SDGs in the Arab world. I would like to start by presenting Alexo. So Alexo stands for the Arab League Educational, Culture, and Scientific Organization, is the Arab world equivalent of the UNESCO organization. Alexo is a governmental organization working under the umbrella of the Arab League, and it has the membership of 22 Arab countries, and is headquartered in Tunis in Tunisia. Alexo has the role of conducting and coordinating pan-Arab projects related to educational, cultural, scientific, and ICT fields, and is premised on the values of tolerance, moderation, respect of others, and cultural diversity. My presentation will focus on 4 parts. So at the beginning, I will present the Alexo's efforts in the field of artificial intelligence, then the Alexo efforts in digital transformation, and I will present several strategic projects. Then I will speak about the importance of international cooperation in this field, and finally, the 4th part is about the ongoing project about creating an Arab ethical charter for AI. At the beginning, so the SDG, of course, as you know, we have 17 goals, and in Alexo, we focus in particular on the goal number 4 about education. About the objective is to increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, and to ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and children in vulnerable situations. In this context, we published in collaboration with our partner, the Smart Institute, the Smart Institute of Learning of Fiji, an important report about an overview of education development in the Arab region, insights and recommendations toward sustainable development goals. And as you see here, we have different sections about the SDG 4 in the Arab region, and the section number 7 contains insights and future recommendations toward the realization of SDG 4. Now, I will speak about Alexo efforts in artificial intelligence, as we see in this area of the fourth revolution, and artificial intelligence plays a bigger role in this area. So the Alexo initiatives has the goal of developing and applying AI policies and education to raise the awareness about the importance of AI in education, and training by organizing workshops and training programs on AI and its ethics. The efforts of Alexo are also focused on research and studies by supporting research and studies related to AI ethics. And of course, the partnerships are very important here. And Alexo is working for collaborating with international institutions to enhance ethical frameworks in AI use. The objectives of the Alexo efforts in this arena is the introduction to AI technology and its prospects and education, the organization of AI technology in the Arab world, mastering basic skills to facilitate the development of innovative AI solutions by youth, and highlighting key global experiences and teaching EI and at early stage of education and defining appropriate indicators to measure the achievement of these goals. This is now I will present some projects implemented in the field of EI. For example, this is a guide that we published soon on our website. It's a guide for education and teaching EI technologies for K-12. Also in Alexo, we organize every year. So we're starting since 2023. We organize every year an Arab international conference on EI in intelligence. And the 2024 edition will focus on generative EI and LLMs. The next edition, 2024, will be at the end of October, and it will be located in Tunis at Alexo headquarters. Also, this is an important organizing, this is an important day study that we organize around the topic of artificial intelligence between ethics and law. We organized this event in January 25, 2024 in Alexo headquarters. Also, Alexo contributed to the organization of a workshop on EI ethics and Rabat in Morocco in December 2023 in collaboration with the Moroccan National Commission for Education, Culture and Science. Also, Alexo participated in the Arab workshop on rising awareness of EI ethics in light of advances in neurotechnology in collaboration with the League of Arab States and UNESCO in July 2024. Now I will present Alexo's efforts in digital transformation, and I will present mainly several strategic projects. I will start by the Arab Code Week. So the Arab Code Week, the main objective of this event is to encourage children to learn coding from early age. The Arab Code Week is like the European Code Week. It's an initiative aimed to spread the culture of programming in the Arab world, promote kids coding, help teachers and students to enhance their capacities and modern technologies and electronic programming. The goal is to give them broad horizons to explore new disciplines and acquire scientific skills that promote creativity and excellence in the fields of technology, science, mathematics, engineering, and the arts, in line with the global STEM approach. Another project is the Alexo NFT platform for education. So the goal of the project is to take advantage of this new trends of blockchain and NFTs and to encourage students of the Arab world to become familiar with the notions of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, tokens, and NFTs through the creation of an internal network dynamic between the different Arab countries of the Alexo ecosystem. The vision of Alexo in this project is the creation of a marketplace, is like a store to display educational and digital art produced by Arab youth, like image, drawing, poems, digital mobile apps, etc., with the aim of training and encouraging young people to enter this new digital world and to share their achievements and publish them in the store. The Alexo coin will bring a rewarding system for competitions organized by Alexo and create a network economy with an economy network within Alexo ecosystem. Our objective main goal is to develop student skills and to provide new opportunities to open horizons towards modern technologies disciplines and to simulate the real world like the popular platforms like Binance, OpenSea, etc., so that students learn how to deal with digital currencies using the Alexo coin and a secure ecosystem. This is the architecture of the NFT platform. There is a marketplace. There is the generator of NFT to protect the intellectual property of the digital creations of youth, and the NFT wallet. So this is the big schema of the platform. Here are some screenshots, and now we have in this platform more than 1,500 digital production from Arab youth. Now I would like to speak about another strategic project, is the blockchain credential authentication platform for the Arab world. So this project was acted during the 18th Conference of Arab Ministers of Higher Education and Scientific Research held in Algeria in December 2021. The context of the project is the increase of the diploma fraud in the world, and the goal is the development of a blockchain-based authentication system for diplomas for countries in the Arab world. And in this time, with Alexo's choice to make students' mobility and cooperation between Arab countries one of its priorities. The objective of this platform, that we call it Sadaqni, is to provide an interoperable cross-border solution to strengthen the reputation of schools and universities and to increase the employer confidence. So there is a benefit for all stakeholders, for the university, the easy to use, the time saving, for students, better employability and value success, mobility, conservation, and employers, easy to use, increase trust in the recruitment process, and time saving, because every diploma has a QR code, and in real time, the employers or any university can check the authenticity in real time of the diploma. Now I would like to highlight the importance of international cooperation in this field. I would like to mention in particular the initiative that we conducted in Alexo and partner with our strategic partner Millennium at EDE Sustainable Education. This is an initiative that we launched at the United Nations Technology Education Summit 2022. The initiative is the Digital Solidarity Initiatives, Learning and Education Internet Connected Computer Devices for All. And this session will be organized by Alexo, Millennium, UNESCO, Jordan, Morocco, Tunisia, and the Republic of Mauritania. This is also thanks to our strategic partnership with the Smart Learning Institute of Beijing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we published and we produced many guides and many books for active learning at home, and to help teachers and students to continue education and learning during the pandemic. Many of these books are published in English and in Arabic. Also, we have now an important project with Intel, Glaciera, and Millennium RPG. The objective is to achieve digital transformation of school education through the localization and implementation in the project skills for innovation for the Arab education institutions. So this is an important project with the content of Intel. Now we are translating this content to Arabic, and soon we will organize a program training for Arab countries about this important field. Also, we published recently in collaboration with UNESCO Ishay an important report about digital transformation in the Arab region with the focus on higher education in the Arab world. And this report is available in our website, alexo.org. Now I would like to present our efforts toward another ethical charter for AI. So in the Arab world, what characteristics should the charter include? First, the respect of Arab values and traditions, promote respect for Arab culture and religious values and traditions, avoid using technology in ways that contradict local values, encouragement of cultural diversity, justice and equality, the protection of the Arab language, the promotion of education and guidance, the encouragement of innovation and entrepreneurship. Also, specific attention should be to social issues through the direct efforts towards solving social problems using technology, and the social responsibility through encouraging institutions and companies to adopt social responsibility immediately. And thank you very much.
Professor Muhammad, thank you very much for sharing your experience on the ELASCO activities, particularly in the area of artificial intelligence and information technology. This is the science of the future. This is where we have to work a lot to improve our quality and capacity to be able to utilize artificial intelligence in different areas. Now, artificial intelligence is part of our life. It is here to stay. And let us then work together to improve this area of research and activities. Unfortunately, we have only 2 minutes or even 1 minute and 58 seconds for discussion, and that is not feasible. So I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude for our distinguished panelists for giving us a very educational, enlightening, based on experience and evidence of what is happening in the region. And definitely that will pave the way for us to think and to plan and to have strategies, policies to improve our research in the region. The challenges are many. They are miserable, but we have the means and the will to improve on this. The important thing it is now we are having 5 distinct panelists from different organizations, from different countries, and this is an example of a good collaboration in the future. So the message is more collaboration, more partnerships. I'm looking forward for having good infrastructure, helping the youth, helping the young to improve their life and to improve their communities, and eventually going to improve the whole region and the world. We are just finished our session. It is now 6, it is 2 hours. So please let us give a big thanks to our panelists, our participants, and the presentation will be available at the Federation of the Arab Scientific Council website, and we hope that will generate more discussions, more friendship, and more activities together. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you, and thank you for this very interesting session. Thanks a lot for Professor Ben Amara for organizing such event. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to all.
Assalamu alaikum.